Want even more DynamicsCon learning and networking? Well, join us in Scottsdale, Arizona, May 22nd to 25th for 3 full days of over 115 sessions for Dynamics 365, Dynamics GP, and Power Platform. See the left menu bar for more details on this upcoming in-person conference. Please welcome our heroic sponsor, Netstock, and superhero, Vaughn Proctor. Today, he'll be presenting on Outmaneuver Your Competitors with Predictive Supply Chain Planning, presented by Netstock.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this presentation of Netstock. We are a proud title sponsor of DynamicsCon, and I want to thank you guys for joining us today. My name is Vaughn Proctor. I am the Channel Account Manager for Netstock. I've been with the business for nearly 9 years, doing all kinds of things from account management to sales to solution consultant, and a lot of experience in planning and this application specifically. I am South African, so you might hear a strange accent and you might hear me saying forecasting and demand instead of forecasting and demand, but I will try and pronounce those correctly so that you can understand. All right, so let's chat a little bit about Netstock. What Netstock is. Netstock is a business that provides predictive supply chain planning applications. We've been around since 2010. We integrate with Dynamics GP, BC, as well as F&O. We are ISO 27001 certified, which is a very rigorous standard in data security certification to make sure that our customers' data is always as safe as possible. And we are constantly being voted on G2, so you can see some of the badges over there. Go and check that site out by our customers. There are 7 different categories that we won in the last quarter for winter 2022. So yeah, that's a little bit about us and what we do in our integrations. Why do we exist, and why is it so important to have a planning application like this? Well, it comes down to the state of supply chain. And we were around before COVID, but COVID and subsequent events have created a lot of disruption in the supply chain, and it's now more important than ever to have the right tools to be able to manage these disruptions. I have a couple of examples on here, and these type of things are not going away anytime soon. So it's the type of challenges that customers are going to be dealing with for the foreseeable future, and specifically in 2023 from what we read. So why is it so important to have technology? Well, most ERPs and the Microsoft Dynamics ERPs are no different, are really good at inventory control, financials, and what ERP systems are built for, but usually don't have enough capabilities when it comes to inventory planning. And that's why an application like Netstock that integrates with these ERP applications is so important. Most customers are doing these calculations in Excel spreadsheets and reporting that's coming out of the ERP. And unfortunately, that's suboptimal for them to be able to stay competitive in today's market and be proactive rather than reactive to things happening in the supply chain. One of the key strengths of this solution is a module called Pivot Forecasting. And this is really or Pivot Planning is really an amazing piece of software, not only from a sales and operations planning or integrated business planning process where you can include finance, you can include inputs from sales, from suppliers. There's even some ML functionality in it, but also because you can pivot and create forecasts at any level at any attribute, sort of like the Rubik's Cube of forecasting engines. And I'm going to just play a little video just to give you an idea of what this application or what this module of the application can do.
Welcome to an exploration of the key features of pivot forecasting. Pivot forecasting provides planners with an agile toolset to distill and coordinate information from across the business into a single integrated forecast. Pivot forecasting uses flexible hierarchies to enable forecasting by product, customer, or location, at any group level, and in base units, price, cost, or margin. Planners and sales teams and other collaborators are all accommodated, beginning with statistical forecasts, allowing all to apply their judgment and storing them in multiple scenarios. Forecast capabilities include monthly and weekly forecast buckets, capturing seasonal indexes, new product forecasting, correcting for outliers, and judgmental or machine learning-based promotions and events. Forecasting adjustments can be top-down, bottom-up, or middle-out. The Pivot Forecasting interface simplifies assembling planning data to dashboards with drill-down features. Forecast performance tracking promotes exception management and accountability, and helps optimize time spent forecasting. Data can be downloaded to spreadsheets for offline review. Data for pivot forecasting is sourced directly from your Inventory Advisor app, eliminating the need for data compilation and manipulation. The intuitive interface, with dashboards, drill down, and filter features, provide a simple interface to generate forecasts. Pivot forecasting helps you to make better planning decisions with Netstock.
Okay, great. So just a bit of an outline there, and as you can see, really amazing features in this application, and we're really excited about this module that we've brought into the stack. So instead of spending too much time in the slides, I'm going to go straight to a demo, just give you an idea of what that would look like. So once the forecast is decided on, there's consensus on that, and the demand planners have driven those forecasts through to Netstock Inventory Advisor, which is the application that you're seeing now. This is used to plan the inventory, so inventory planning, supply planning, manufacturing, as well as even some functionality and capacity planning for manufacturers as well. So you'll see, I'm just going to quickly go through a couple of things, but just to give you an idea of how visible these things are and how easy it is to work with this. So the dashboards that you would see on Inventory Advisor, these are very much focused on your operations, and helping with best practice in inventory management. So the targets that have been set over here, I can see that the model stock is 5.5 million, and the target availability or fill rate is 96%. At the moment, they're sitting at 8.7 and 86 or 87%. So there's still some work to be done, but you can see that we're tracking how they've done here from their benchmark over there of 10.8 million. There's been some reduction there, and there's also been an increase in availability. And everything that we do in the application is driving towards the targets that the customers have set for themselves in everything that we do. So you'll see that there are imbalances in the inventory that are causing or preventing this customer from getting to what those targets are. And that is that there are excess items that are in excess, that tying up $2.8 million over there, stockouts that are causing nearly 700,000 rands worth of stockouts, and we can highlight those in exception reporting so that we can action those, or the customer can action those as quickly as possible. But we're also going to look into the future at purchase orders out of the ERP. Are those purchase orders surplus to requirements going to create more excess, or are those purchase orders arriving too late and going to create potential stockouts in the future, and can we do something about those? So always being proactive rather than reactive, and we can drill down into these lists and filter these lists, and drill down into the items directly from here, just to give you an idea of how quick and easy it is to drill down and to get to the information you require in Netstock. One of the other key things that we do in the application is that we classify items. Now, you can see this 9-block matrix over here, and we will automatically classify the items out of the ERP so that we can concentrate investment in the areas that are the most important. So your ABCs coming from left to right, A is typically 80% of your value contribution or your highest valued items by cost of sales. And high, medium, low coming down from top to bottom. High are the fastest moving or highest velocity items, medium, and then the slowest moving over there in low. And what this does when we intersect this is it highlights in green and brown over there the bread and butter items of the business, and so that we understand where to focus the investment to get the most out of our inventory. As we move down into the purple, those are the sort of like the medium guys. And then the bottom over here, the red block, and there's a reason why it's red. That's usually the tail end of the inventory. A lot of inventory sitting over there. A lot of items that are contributing very little to the business. If we have a look at the count, it's typically like this. This is the 80-20 Pareto. Very few items in the green, a lot of items sitting over there in the red and the purple. Yet, if we look at the demand, we can see that predominantly the demand is coming out of those areas over there. And that's really where we want to focus investment. So with the customer, they will decide on their target fill rates, set target fill rates, and you can see higher target fill rates there as opposed to the red over there. And this will then automatically drive investment into the areas that are most important to the business, increasing profitability, increasing stock turns. And that's really what we're trying to do. All right, so that's the classification. Those classifications will follow the items around, and the items might move from one block to the next. We'll automatically then change the way that we purchase those items and change the policies for those items based on what the customer has put together. All right, so that's the classification. If we have a look at an item, I mean, this is a lot of detail. I'm not going to get into all of it, but we're going to be pulling information from the ERP. We're going to be pulling that historical information and creating those forecasts. We're going to be calculating a dynamic optimal safety stock level for every single item in every location, taking a whole bunch of factors into consideration that might change at any time. And that safety stock, as I said, is dynamic and will change as those factors change. We'll be calculating optimal stock levels. So there's my min-max levels, reorder points, order up to, all of that is calculated automatically for every single item at every location. We'll compare that to your inventory position to see whether your net stock position, taking your stock on hand, overdue demand, inbound and outbound orders into consideration, to see what the net stock position is and how that compares to our optimal stock levels. In this case, you can see that our net stock is below the reorder point, and therefore there is an order over here to get us back up to the maximum or order up to. So we're projecting to the future what our future projected stock is going to be and whether we need to order right now to ensure that we stay within the right levels. You can see those levels projected into the future over there. That gray area is my min-max. We'll take seasonality into consideration. Not only will we recommend an order if we require that within the lead time over there, but we also have recommended orders 12 months into the future. So we have a forward order plan for 12 months into the future for every single item. And this might be work orders, it might be transfers, and it might be purchase orders on suppliers as well. But we also take dependent demand into consideration. So you'll see that this specific item has a forecast and it has DC demand. So if there is dependent demand coming through the distribution center, so at the distribution center, I can see the distribution warehouses that require and what they're going to require for the next 12 months. So I've got a total over there that is then added to the direct sales out of the DC, so that I have total demand taking into consideration the distribution as well. And then if this is also a manufactured item, which this item happens to be, and I'm manufacturing this at DC, then that demand will then blow through the bill of material. So we can see there's the finished good and the raw materials that make up that finished good. Those forecasts will then blow through to the raw material level so that we have a total bill of material demand from any of the items that use that raw material as part of its manufacturing process. Again, at this level, we will have a projected manufacturing plan for the next 12 months. This is an order plan on this item, which happens to be glue, and how much glue we require for the bill of material manufacturing required. So there's my manufacturing requirements over there. I can see there the items and how much of this glue I'm going to need for each of those items month to month for the next 12 months to give you my total bill of material of dependent demand forecast coming through from the finished goods to this specific item called glue. Okay, so dependent demand through the DC, dependent demand through the bill of material, we can plan right through the supply chain. If we have a look at this item, as I said, I've got that ideal order over there. We can also round that order, taking minimum order quantities and pack sizes or batch sizes into consideration as far as manufacturing is concerned. There we've rounded to 22,500. As soon as an item's gone through its reorder point and has a recommended order like this, you'll see that on the order screen, they'll be listed under a supplier. So here we have production line, and that item will come up under production line. Raw materials will come up under suppliers, one by one, all the items that are required. There's 97 items that have come up for manufacture at the moment, 2 items that need to be purchased from the supplier, and so on and so on. So I can rank these orders by urgency. I can see inbound orders. I can see outbound orders. I can see volumetrics and weight if we need to try and full containers. We can help you with that as well. So once you're in here and you want to have a look at a specific order, I'm going to look at that one over there. We just hit create order and it will open an order page with those items on listed one by one. You can see over there, there's 2,001 that we were talking about. There's the 22,500 that we're recommending, the last price. And we can see all the information on that item over there. We can see inbound and outbound orders. We can see the forecast and the historical demand. And we can make changes if required. Once we've done this, we would hit the download button. This would then push back this recommendation once we're happy with it to the Dynamics ERP, and from there you can go through your usual workflows and authorizations before sending that order off to your supplier. If you wanted to fill a container, we can help you with that as well. So here we have top-up items. Top-up items are items that have gone through their maximum but haven't hit their reorder point yet, and we can use those items and push them back up to maximum, fill a container without putting anything into excess, okay? And we can do that either by units, cost, volume, or weight, but let's say we're doing it by volume. We can see we're sitting at 57,968 cubic meters, and let's say we wanted to get to 59,000. We just say solve. It'll pull items out of those lists, and it'll round to as close as it can at volumetrics to the container load or containers that you're trying to fill. Okay, I can add that to the order, and now I have an optimized order taking containers, pallet sizes, order multiples, pack sizes, minimum order quantities, all of those things into consideration. Quick and easy to do, and then push this back to the Dynamics ERP so that we can finish the process from there. We can do the same with work orders and with transfers between DC and warehouses as well. We also have some supplier performance metrics to help with supplier collaboration and also to compare suppliers. We can see over here, this supplier produces or supplies 831 items. We've got the inventory value and safety stock value. We have the overall risk calculations against the supplier, average of 13 days lead time. It's pretty short in comparison to most. The risk in those items arriving on time or in full, and how many average extra safety stock days that we're holding to see how risky it is. We can also analyze historical purchase orders with this supplier, overdue purchase orders, inbound purchase orders, and then also future purchase orders. And this is really, really useful when it comes to collaboration or creating forecasts for the supplier. I can see that based on value if we need to negotiate better pricing or discounts. But I can also go into real detail here and actually break this down by item, by month for the next 12 months, a supplier forecast on that specific item and every single item that we're going to be purchasing from them. This can be downloaded and sent to your suppliers as a forecast to help them with their planning going forward as well. And then also we're going to project into the future to see in our crystal ball what these policies that we've set and the forecasting that we're driving is going to do for the business in the future. We can see our closing stock here month by month. There's going to be another 15% reduction in the next 12 months, we can see there's going to be 11% increase in the availability. That's really looking good, and that's what we want to do. Increase in stock turns. There's my demand, and whether that looks realistic. You can see there's some seasonality over there. And then also from a cash flow point of view, what are we going to be purchasing for the next 12 months? When are those purchases going to arrive? So that we can see where that aligns with our cash flow and our budgets as well. Of course, there's a lot more that I can show you. We have online help. We have tutorials built into the application. And we have a learning library that is built into the application as well to help people learn as they go along. We believe in continual education on supply chain planning, and we make that available to our customers within the application as well, all part of the monthly subscription for the application. As I said, there's a lot more detail that I can get into, but I thought I would leave us some time to get into questions. If there are any specific questions that you guys want to ask me, that we have some time to get through those. So yeah, thank you very much. And let me see if I can get through some of those questions for you.